Happy holidays, happy holidays. But the holidays aren't always so happy for many people. We're going to explore a number of ideas of how to minimize stress during these holiday season. And they are just ideas. I don't want you taking me as the expert for holidays. Obviously not with this little croak in my throat. I've picked up some kind of cold. So the holidays can include that. They can include Uncle Harry who turns up drunk from too much alcohol. The holidays has a lot of bittersweet elements to it. But what can we do? We can take charge of the holidays for us in our control circle, those pieces of the holiday that are in our control. Well, this is what the holidays look like sometimes when we go into a store, just a bombardment of jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle bells. And I think about kids and this bombardment of noise and bombardment of toys and excitement. We have the commercial Christmas really sending all kinds of messages to us that this is what we should be focusing on. And of course, there's many, many, many different versions of what the holidays and Christmas, now we politically correct, we use the holidays because there are many, many traditions during this month of December. And so we need to decide what we're going to do for us and our loved ones. Oh, I have a little question for you first. So what's your best guess of what the Canadian Mental Health says the holidays negatively impact our mental health, our Canadian mental health, by door number 1, door number 2, door number 3. Yeah, negatively impact mental health of more than half of us. So if you live with somebody that, so I could say, oh, my husband and I live together. Oh, it must be you because it's not me. But no, anyway, it's 52%. And there's other statistics that anxiety goes up 25%, depression goes up 25%, a sense of loneliness goes up 25% because of all the images we get about connecting with one another and having a jolly good time. The benefits of us taking charge of our season and helping others do so is this: less stress, less loneliness, less anxiety, less depression, and less burnout, especially for women who take on a lot of the tasks for the family during this time. And what are the benefits? We have an increased emotional regulation, mental clarity, deeper connection to self and others, and overall well-being. So we're going to be rethinking holiday habits. We're going to take a look, first of all, at rituals. Now, there is a story of an Alberta woman who took a beautiful roast, cut it in half, and put it in 2 small pans. And her husband said to her, "Why do you do that, sweetheart?" And she said, "Well, we always have done that, always in our family." So he went to his mother-in-law and he said, "Mom, why does my wife take a beautiful roast, cut it in half, and put it in 2 small pans?" And the mother-in-law said, "Oh, we've always done that." So the young man went to his grandmother-in-law and said, "Granny, why does my wife and my mother-in-law take a beautiful roast, cut it in half, and put it in 2 small pans?" And her answer was, "Oh, for goodness sakes, are they still doing that? We raised the family during the Depression and there were only 2 small pans." So I ask you, are you doing rituals and activities that are a should? You should do that, and you should do this, and a long list of holiday shoulds. Oh, I'd like you to think now of one holiday task that drains you. One holiday task that drains me is. And one tradition that brings me genuine joy is. I greet people at the door with this. That's all I do. And this year I will start or bring back. I want you to think about what from your childhood was pretty special and that you might like to bring back. Okay, so then how do we simplify and downsize our holiday season with intention? My holidays would feel calmer if I did less of. And one way I can simplify gift giving, decorating, or cooking. Make it work for you. What's important to you? I like the smell of turkey in the house, but I don't necessarily want a bunch of sweets because I'll eat them and then I'll regret that. What does simpler look like for me? So that's your question for you during this holiday season where we have so much pressure. Create joyful and personal rituals. So what might they look like? I got to share with you one that has been going on in our family for quite a long time. Somebody, or maybe a number of people, get a small gift and they open it up and in it is a sock. Now, we all laugh, ha ha ha, we pretend we know what's going on. What are you going to do with one sock? And then later in the proceeding, later in the afternoon or day or whatever, is a bigger box. And of course, that person got one sock, gets a second. My mother started this years ago. My parents had very little money, and my mother started this with all of her sons and her son-in-law, my husband, Les. So what is a new ritual that you can start that protects you and honors your family? A connection, giving, and laughter. Someone I'd like to surprise with kindness this season. There are so many people that spend Christmas alone. One of the nicest things you can do is invite them on Christmas Eve if they do the traditional Christmas Eve. I mean, there's people celebrating Hanukkah, solstice. There's many people that aren't celebrating, and that's good that they're supporting and acknowledging their traditions. And how can we instill some play, some laughter, and meaningful connection during this season? Your favorite way to play or laugh during the holidays. What is it for you? Well, putting my snowflake on my head and greeting people at the door and saying, "Don't you dare call me a flake," is one of the fun things that I do. Just simple and easy. A seasonal joke I like or could share. I'm going to share one that my brother put online and I just laughed my hat off. Why did Frosty the Snowman get into trouble at the grocery store? And you're going to say, how?
How?
He was caught in the produce department picking his nose. Okay, right? Last thought here, very last thought. From Kristen Neff, our wonderful Kristen Neff, that reminds us about self-compassion. If you haven't read her book and you don't want to read her book, I have a summary on my website. Self-compassion, stop beating yourself up and leave insecurity behind. She says, with self-compassion, we give ourselves the same kindness and care we'd give to a good friend. So I invite you to have a conversation with yourself. If you were your best friend and you saw yourself going into a frenzy in this holiday season, what advice would you give that best friend? I put this together as a little package for people to just explore what's going on for them during this season of heightened anxiety, heightened depression, heightened loneliness, and to take charge of all of that and add some calm, peace, joy, and a little bit of silliness. So what is your intention for this holiday season? People celebrate when people take care of themselves. If we really, really have loved ones and friends in our life, we want them to have this season be a special one for them. And the only way to do that is to take charge. So in closure, I say to you, happy holidays, happy holidays.